So how did the local authority handle the problems of the Bengali community?
GLC was much more sympathetic. Tar Hamlet was not. Tar Hamlet allocation policy didn't favor. They are less supportive, put it that way. GLC was much more supportive. Although at one stage they wanted to create ghetto, but it was the Tory administration.
So how did the GLC support the Bengali community?
Well, one of the example I would say, we in housing in particularly, in housing they sponsored local housing projects. And one of the projects I found out, Spitalfields Housing Co-operative, following in Bengali Housing Action Group. We campaigned, and GLC that time declared amnesty for the squatters. The squatters were rehoused by GLC. Not in one family, two families, hundreds of families, about 100 families. They were given GLC housing. Such a support, all those people are homeless. Tar Hamlet Council won't house them. So it was supported. At that time, we set up housing cooperative. I was the person, as the founder of Spitalfields Housing Co-operative, which is a RSL now, Spitalfields Housing Association, and I became chair, etc. They are based in Brick Lane. They are small, medium-sized housing association, and that is a Bangladeshi, 100% Bangladeshi housing cooperative, housing project. Sylhet Housing Co-operative, Mitali Housing Co-operative, East Stepney Housing Co-operative, Adelina Housing Co-operative, Shah Jalal Housing Co-operative. All these are the schemes, projects. I worked for them. I, as a development worker, I organized the community, and all those projects were set up and were given funding by Greater London Council, not Tar Hamlet Council. At one stage, Tar Hamlet Council opposed it. But that time government funding from Housing Corporation, central government funding from Housing Corporation, were achieved. The one good thing about that, the Housing Corporation, unless you become registered with Housing Corporation, you can't get you can't get funding. So they registered as a housing cooperative project, and then the GLC make property available, and local people, they became involved with housing. So being a cooperator, they became cooperative members, they became involved in the running of the organizations, and some of them are still surviving. Mitali Housing Co-Association, they are an association now, because this is the next stage. It's a very successful organization, and Spitalfields Housing Association is a successful organization, but all these are local housing projects sponsored by Bengalis, and that projects were mentioned in the House of Commons Home Affairs Committee report on Bangladeshis in Britain, 1986-87. In that particular report, it was mentioned that Bengalis, the way Bengalis are in the Bangladeshi community are galvanizing or organizing, they are setting up their own housing project, and they are learning, they are working with the local community, local authority, housing corporation, they are being supported. So the racism in housing, in a way, was addressed in a positive way. And I am one of the, I am very fortunate that time I worked with other people, and I was one of the organizers, that time, we could organize the people, we get involved, and following that, local authority at that time also, they had a significant change in their housing policy. And there is a big report, Tar Hamlet, it's called Race and Housing Action Team. If you look at the report, what was happening in the allocations policy run by Tar Hamlet Council, it is a dismal story. But all these changed because of the positive and because of the obviously government initiatives.